Can I ask this question quickly, just before? I know Alex has said so much about the England and the quality of the game they are currently playing, but I was listening to this sports show, and there was this really major argument about the fact that the current English coach that's just been appointed is German, and the argument was saying that every single coach of a country should come from the country, right? Why? Because they felt like if it's an international game, yeah, everybody representing that nation should come from the nation, yeah? No, I mean, this is an argument, right?
Okay,
At the end of the day, the arguments, people say that, well, the rule does not say to not bring a foreign coach. But when I listened to that stuff, I kind of saw something there, though, because I felt like, actually, it does make sense to an extent, right? If this is a game for a country, like this is inter-country, national football, yeah? Do you guys actually think that it's meant to be everything representing the country should come from the country?
Let's take it also to all of you watching on YouTube. Do you think a coach of a national team should be from that specific nation as well? Do you know what? In my opinion, I think I've just grown up in a generation where it hasn't been like that. So I'm not necessarily used to seeing all the managers having to represent that country. I think the fact that the players are the one doing the job,
yeah,
that's what's important. But you also have to, if it's going to come down to that as well, then there's many questions that we might have about, well, this player was born in this country, but now he's
No, but that one is different. That one is different because I also heard people trying to make this argument. Because they said, well, if you are able to bring in a German coach, you might as well bring in Haaland to play for England. This is what they were saying, right?
Well, no, I'm talking not Holland and England. I'm talking about players that, have split nationality and they choose which one, but they might have gone through a youth system in Germany, but now they're playing for the English senior side. Or players like, for example, Lamine Yamal, who's full African, but obviously
he has a Spanish passport.
Well, he was born here, yeah, but he could have also played for Morocco, like we've seen Brahim Diaz. Like, I think it gets to a point where, I don't know, for me, if the players are the ones that are doing the work, I personally am not bothered.
If I had the power, though, trust me, I would not. It would be against the rule because somebody was literally saying, imagine England wins it. Yeah, let's say England wins the World Cup or England wins, the European Cup of Nations or whatever it is, right? What would German say? They needed a German to win something. Does that make sense? But for me, I actually do find some level of point there. If this is national football, right? If this is meant to be country against a country, right? Why? And you're saying every player has to come from the country. To me, I feel like the coach actually should come from the country at the same time too, because this is supposed to be the country football. If you are playing clubs, just the same way every country can come together playing, yeah, that's fine. But if you don't, if this is country against country, including the coach, should come from England.
Does that mean that we should devalidate Nigeria reaching the final of the AFCON because Jose Peseiro was the coach?
Personally, I would, if that was in the law. I'm saying I wish this was what it was. Okay? So the Ghanaian coach should come from Ghana. The Nigerian coach comes from Nigeria. The English coach is English because this is national football. This is not club football where any coach can come in because this is where everything is pretty much very lenient. Yeah, get whatever you want to get to make you win that club. But when it comes to country, I feel like there should be a strict rule to say the coach has to come from the country. If you are from Nigeria is facing Ghana, your coach should come from Nigeria. But not your coach being German and you're winning. I mean, like I said, it was just something that came up and I felt like I needed to ask this thing to see what you guys think.
Well, I mean, to me, I'm not bothered. I know where you're coming from. Markinde here has taken a little hit at Alex, saying English coaches are whack. They work in the lower divisions and small teams. The top teams in the EPL don't have English coaches. But really quickly, just back to the national teams. If we look at the last winners of the World Cup, Argentina, Scaloni, he was from Argentina. Before that, France, Deschamps. Before that, Germany.
I believe only one foreign manager has won the World Cup.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Spain with Vicente Del Bosque. Lippi with Italy, 2006. Scolari, Brazil, 2002. It's as far back as I'm going. But what I'm saying right now is if you look at every winner of the World Cup, yeah, like Alex said, most of the winning teams have the coach.
The coach is from the country.
So, I mean, I don't know. At the same time, though, can you not say that England are in desperate need of something else? They haven't won anything.
No, of course.
And to be fair, Alex, if England are now, I mean, we know we've spoken about it so much. They have the talent. There was never a doubt. But they keep going the distance and then just falling short. Now, Thomas Tuchel,
Somebody just made a comment, which is actually the person said, imagine England facing Germany in the World Cup final, right? Who would Thomas Tuchel support?
He has to support England. He's the coach of that team.
Yeah, but you see my problem now. So the question now is, why should he support England when his country is playing?
But he's getting paid to manage the England
But
team.
don't you understand? This is why I'm telling you that it's meant to be international, right? So even if you're getting, so you're basically saying you're getting paid to watch your country lose, get another country to win when you're getting paid by the country. That means right at this point, you are just, what's the word?
You expect that it's going to be like coercion or something, that he's going to now make England lose.
No, but for me...
If I was the German manager and I was facing England in a World Cup final, I would want Germany to win.
Sorry, say that again.
If I was the German manager
yes,
and I was facing England in the World Cup final, I would want Germany to win, because if I lose, there's a risk they stop paying me money to be their coach.
Oh, but Alex, you'd love to brag about England winning.
No, but...
Not if I was Germany manager, though.
No. But listen, listen, because I feel like this, the way you are saying this stuff is not the way I am seeing it, right? I feel like if let's change the narrative. Let's say this is not football.
Okay.
This is actually a war. And
Okay.
Hold on. I need to say it.
We're not doing war.
Gary's still here.
No, Gary's gone.
Oh,
Gary's gone.
Okay, but hold on. Listen, there's a war that's going on between England and Germany. And you are from England, but you're the coach of Germany, right? And you need to coach these soldiers to be able to kill as many soldiers in England as possible, and you're getting paid for it. Are you telling me now, Alex, that you're going to say, oh, yes, I'm getting paid, wipe out all these English blokes because I don't care, I'm getting paid? Is that what you would do? You tell me.
I'm not going to validate that.
Yeah,
question.
let's not.
listen,
Okay, wait, but let's
you guys fail to understand that even football sometimes is war, but it's meant to be a pleasurable
Can we go back to England, though? Because I was saying they haven't won anything since 66.
Yes, and whose fault is it?
I'm not saying it's their fault, but what I'm saying is that they have, in the last, 5-10 years, have, built this team that are promising. They've made it to semifinals. They've made it to finals. They have some of the best talent in the world, and they haven't had a coach that can take them to that final step. Now you're bringing in a manager like Thomas Tuchel, who is well-rounded, who is a very excellent coach. And if Thomas Tuchel can win with England, then obviously to me, it's obvious that they just didn't have the right guy at the helm. But England needs to do something because they haven't had an English manager.
This is the reason.
But why is that on?
No, but this is the reason why I'm telling you that if this is supposed to be an international competition, get where I'm saying. I understand where you're coming from. That
England
you have
need
all this
help.
No, listen, they need
can't.
But hold on.
Come on.
But I'm saying right now, of course, they don't. It's not a rule. Right now, the only thing you can do is you can play for a national team if you have citizenship from that country. So somebody is talking about Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is a Spanish national. Why? Because he has a Spanish passport, I believe. That's the reason why he's able to fly to different countries to go play football at this age, right? But I'm telling you that you have a coach who is not a citizen of the country. And this is meant to be an international competition, international football. Yeah? This person does not have any affiliations to this country. And he's a top coach. You bring him in as a German, and somebody literally asks a very simple question. If you were to face your country in the final, Tuchel facing Germany with England, where would his loyalty go to? And you say because of the money, he has to go to England. Maybe one part of his mind is telling him, yes, I'm going to coach England to win, but man, my country better win because this is where the original loyalty lies. You know? So that's the reason why I feel like in this international football thing, when I heard this argument, I felt like, no, listen, every single nationality, if your team is not doing well, whose fault is it? It's supposed to be your country's issue. It's not you're going to borrow another countryman to come coach your team. To me, it actually doesn't make sense, Like, if your coach is not doing, find another coach from England. If that one is not doing well, until you find, listen, if you are telling me, oh, all the time Nigeria had all that, whatever, I'm not, of course, I'm not in support of it, because I believe that there is somebody in Nigeria who would have been able to take Nigeria to where Nigeria is supposed to go to. It's just that we need to find a way to find these people.
But maybe, yeah, Nigeria could, but I could say other countries probably, it would be much more difficult. And there's also countries, I feel like, that produce not only footballers, like more than other countries, but coaches. Think of Argentina. Half of South America is coached by an Argentinian coach. I think it would be quite difficult. Personally, it doesn't bother me.
No.
But I know what you're trying to say. I just think if you were to make that definition, it would become, I mean, at the end of the day, like we said, the last 7 World Cup winners have been, the coaches have been from that country. So in the end, it all worked out.
I think when you look at the situation, and yes, Clinton, there is an argument for your point, but whilst it's not the case,
yeah.
The one gripe I do have with people is saying England should have an England manager when they don't have to have an England manager. Why should we appoint an England manager or an English manager just for the sake of having an English manager when there is a better alternative out there that's foreign, whilst the rules stipulate that you don't have to appoint an English manager?
I agree with that too.
That's
To
the
me,
argument.
the key word there for me is the rule, right?
Yes, of course.
For me, it doesn't make sense to appoint a foreign coach for an international assignment. But if the rule says it's permitted, it's absolutely fine, because that's where we're at now. But to me, it doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thing that I think boils my blood the most, is the fact that you see headlines of newspapers in the UK, the Daily Mail, I think it was, or the Telegraph, saying the England appoint German manager with German in capital letters, and it's like, why is his nationality important? What difference does that make to the job he's going to do? And
yeah, but it's important though, because he's going to do an international job, so people need to know his international identity.
I know, but why have they underlined and highlighted the fact that he's German? He could be Spanish, French, Portuguese.
And they would have also.
But they were going at the fact that he's German. It is, it gets to the point where it's xenophobic. The fact that you're saying, I don't want him just because he's foreign. That's where it comes to the point. And
But do you understand where I'm coming from, Sarah?
If the rules don't stipulate that you have to have a coach from your country, why should you appoint a coach from your country just to tick that box?
Mm-hmm. The rules, remember, that's your idea. If the rule, normally, all I'm still saying is, it still doesn't make sense.
You want the rules to be changed.
No, I mean, I would love to see every country represent their country.
Someone said England produces pundits and analysts, not coaches. Alex Ashmore.
No, one of them.